Welcome everyone to another live stream here on this channel. As per usual, after work and snowing outside and stuff and global pandemic and so on, let's do some random Linux work. And I tested last night, obviously, Ccache, the C compiler caching stuff, already years old, decades old. I was heavily using this some time ago. Someone asked, do I use this and stuff? And yeah, 15 years ago I used this when we didn't have epic thread-ripping AMD Ryzen stuff. Tried it last night, not used it in 15 years, so obviously still somewhat worked. Also, yeah, now with Rust and whatnot, Go and Swift, and probably needs, not sure if it works with that, probably needs dedicated support. But anyway, one data point. On this already epic thread-ripping Ryzen 5950X, all modular, meaning as many modules enabled as possible. Build time in the meantime, overclocked and dual memory, dual channel memory and stuff, 5 minutes 50 or so. And so yeah, cutting another 3 minutes or so of this build time, 2 minutes 50 or so last night. We have some things to do, however. I will probably not general use that, because due to the nature of changing glibc, GCC and stuff, it's not that valuable for me. And then testing, the most testing, it's just, yeah, it's epic thread-ripping AMD Ryzen just builds this. But we have some things to do. One thing, of course, as usual, also, or maybe I leave that better there, just figured here from yesterday's patches there were some files. We have two things to do though. One thing, not sure in which order we want to do this, because there's certainly always something to do. We could double check with all this, or could or should, because I obviously have here quite some, so maybe this is somewhat too boring, because not everything caught by data yet. So theoretically updates, this is done. That is a little bit annoying. I urgently need to integrate data. It's probably would be much better than like double checking. We have right now we have two nightly services running. One is a good old 15 years running. It's like, yeah, just some updates. And the other is the new data. I urgently really need to unify that, because it doesn't. Anyway, yeah, that would be one thing, but now let's wait for that. The second thing is, because obviously always updates and dual network, right? Vodafone is still failing, DOCSIS, not recommendable infrastructure, apocalypse here in center of Berlin. So of course, a good old-fashioned LTE. We have 40 gig LTE business stuff, so let's live stream over LTE, the rest over failing DOCSIS, Vodafone, garbage, because no. Anyway, the other thing would be with Ccache. Here appears to be some kind of compatibility glitch. Which one would this be? So if we want to test that, config in, I just need to hex this a little bit, maybe if true for a test, because I've not selected that. Usually the statistics are somehow significantly wrong. Let's maybe run this. So if you want to use Ccache with T2, it's just one option. The only thing is you need to have it in your package selection, which I don't have currently. Of course, I could just select, but I don't want to modify my build config unnecessarily. Do we have here LTO tempfs? Let's test this with maybe what would be somewhat fastish. So this with this option with integrated T2 support, this should use Ccache. I noticed last night that at least for the Linux kernel, this cache numbers were totally off. I'm not sure, because if you enable this option, this is like 15-year-old code, compiler cache enabled. So maybe title case now. Maybe someday I should go over all the text and make this super professional. Cheers. Let's see. So of course, it's the usual, even on a Ryzen, this serialized configure stuff takes rather long, which is somewhat long. So yeah, this is somehow strange here. So this is also off. Let's maybe try to debug that for a second. I think the other package updates I might do later, like at midnight at home or something. Maybe not as interesting. So this would be here. So this is set and type. So this is GCC multilib. So yeah, also Ccache back in the day had some cache clobbering, whatever, strange stuff. So here's some glue around Ccache. Of course, if you want to use Ccache for your stuff, it's as easy as just replacing CC and CXX to Ccache. To use that, and Ccache then saves pre-processed hashes, the pre-processed text, and saves that. So I guess here is some strange stuff going on with this. Probably these fields are different. Also downloads. That would be, where would this be? Source. Where do we cache that? All right, I think this was built. Apparently here. Maybe this should also be another location, but whatever. So let's see, Ccache directory of directory. Let subsequent commands operate on cache directory path instead of default. So let's Ccache dbash, and what would be statistics of cleanup? Show statistics of 0 stats, so S for show stats, and I guess they probably significantly are his cache rate though. Direct pre-processed, so yeah, I guess I can only guess they probably changed that, obviously, which is why it still works, just because compile time is down from 5 minutes 50, which obviously on a like Apple G5 or so takes 1 hour, and Ryzen 15 or 50X. What did I say? I meant 5 minutes 50 and 2 minutes 50, so this certainly works. Also, yeah, all these threads nowadays and all the pre-processing actually becomes the bottleneck. So we have here cache hit and cache miss. Cache miss 510. So yeah, I guess so. This maybe they split this. That might be the issue. And rate. So yeah, there's probably some confusion. So what do we? I mean, maybe we can. The question is, do we already reset the statistics? Like what was reset? 0. Where do we have this? We have here print status and clean up. Finish status and clean up something. Would be begin, do we, what would be that? Print status, that probably should be, where would that be? Ccache, cache dir. Timestamp, Ccache, package cache max. Does this still work? -m. Max size, yeah, that is still there. Because yeah, obviously I run into the problem obviously 15 years ago on a Sun Ultra's bug and stuff. After a while your caches were gigabyte in size. Where would be here probably here we compiler cache. Okay, so here we do that so yeah, so why this is confusing is it's the output is garbage as you see. because this matches multiple things, so all of this matches, and then it has here 59.69, so we are dividing the wrong stuff there. What we should do, unfortunately, if we don't support old versions, whenever they changed that, how many, 10 years ago, either we match that on all of that, oops, like, hello, why does, what, this was some funny Tmax selection thing. The question is, we will see if this errors out with regular expression something. Let's see, eval, does plus equal work on GNU org? What was the end? So was it begin? We would need to zero initialize that. I guess that would be begin. Not doing GNU org every day, but no problem, I guess. And something. And then, do we have tabs here? We have tabs there. So begin would be initialize hit equals 0. Then sum this stuff up, because somehow they split this, apparently direct and pre-processed. I can only assume we probably need both. I guess previously, a decade ago, this was only one. So a match on this part, theoretically we could actually write this probably in a way with like either nothing or that, but that is for another day. Or actually we could easily, like, if the whole line matches that or something, then also, by the way, how does it separate 1, 2, 3? I guess the question is, do we even need to compute this? Because we could, maybe previously this didn't output the direct cache rate. What do we have there? Why use Ccache print stats? Maybe we wanted to print some more. I'm probably not even the person who implemented that. Maybe previously it didn't had the percentage output, so maybe previously we had to compute this manually, potentially. Do we have here also 0 stats of men? The thing is, I don't really want to change it too much, so this would be 0 stats s and statistics 0. Does it just even works? So maybe they wanted to print both, but so for compatibility, again, we could also support both. Not really sure if that is too much valuable, but let's see, 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 1, 2. This would be 3 in fields. 1, 2, 3, 4. Somehow this even. 1, 2, 3 hit rate. This is why this is using here other fields. Anyway, so hit, we actually hit missing. Anyway, whatever. For today, let's keep it simple. What I usually try, a lot of people like Linux kernel and others, they always change the most they can change. I try to keep this, change the code as little as possible. And so that would be also this type to begin. Theoretically supporting the old version if we so want to. Theoretically, we changed this. Actually, my style, I don't really prefer spaces there the most. So as we touch this, we could actually change that while we are at it. Oh, wait a second, did we GNU org that? And oh, wait a second, this is also wrong. That, of course. Copy that there. And hits match that. Again, we might have to escape that, but we will see. Why does this cache hit, cache miss? Or maybe previously it didn't had. Maybe it previously didn't have statistic accounting. Maybe this zeroing thing is new, as I see that here right now. maybe this is why we did this ourselves or for whatever reason. Cache, where do we have cache? Where would we have that? Print something. Okay, we eval that now, I see. So yeah, that probably explains that. I would guess previously that didn't had statistic zeroing or so. Something of that sort, I would guess. What else do we have here? So hit, what else do we have here? Cache hits plus 4, and then as we have multiple, we would, let's change that also, minus something, cache hit. So let's keep this code a little bit in sync, meaning the same as there, up above, and subtract that here, and if it's print that, else print, I'm not even sure why we had that special case here. Probably we do that here once, like here, of hit minus that, and I would call this misses, and now yeah, naming whatever, now we leave it how it is, hit miss, and that maybe could work, we will see in a second. Hit minus cache hit and miss cache miss. And let's see, so maybe if this works swiftly, of course it doesn't. Error unmatched, yeah, obviously I guess there's already so much to that. Or does that? Nah. Probably then like that. See what happens. No, it's always, that is the only drawback of that. 100% cache hit so far. What? Let's see what the output is also. Can we, what happens when we change directory into there and Ccache hit and miss? Looks at least somewhat plausible. Or cache hit, and yeah, obviously this works. We foreground. We built this already the third time in a row, so only cache hits. Anyway, so also for you, if you want faster, also this only makes sense if you recurrently build similar stuff. Otherwise, it obviously only costs you time of all the accounting stuff, of hashing, of pre-processing hashing, and so on. Yes, 303. So this looks way better. Does the number make sense? Use this source T2 Lua. Let's check with Lua. 303 of, we can even 339, as we are not totally helpless. Yeah, that actually looks all right. Very theoretically, we could obviously. Yeah, so also, I mean, I was considering actually a little bit background story before we went live. Here, I usually think, do we do this now or not? But then I thought, yeah, some light after work stuff, just here, some open source entertainment. I was actually considering I'm not using this, but yeah, it kept bothering me a little bit that the problem is it accumulates over the decade, right? One big bug here, one issue there, one incompatibility there, and after a while, everything is broken. So I was like, do I do this now or not? Or, but it's like, yeah, let's maybe better fix this. Because did I add this already to that Ccache? No, I didn't even add this to my private to-do. So yeah, let's see. Also, I think the Linux kernel stuff invokes like 18,000. I said this before. Config options, nearly 9,000 config options previous video. This is of course insane and a little bit out of hand. I would even say maybe quite some stuff should not even necessarily be configured, but anyway. And then 9,000, nearly 9,000 also config options, and then they constantly remove 386, Sun Spark Station 1 and 2 and stuff, and now maybe some ARM architectures. Anyway, so while we wait for that, we could actually go back to our email client and copy and paste a few more of this. And yeah, also 2021, I will continue modernizing all the infrastructure here. A previous video, probably some distributed file system stuff, deployment here soon, better VM infrastructure. And because this is, why do I say this? Because this is data stuff also, like finally decommissioning the 15-year-old nightly email tracker from which I copy this stuff out, and purely using the new data. I only need to, right now I trigger that manually, like right now before the live stream I triggered data. This also needs a little bit more automation. And then, as I said, because right now I get all the emails, and in any case I get the nightly, the old style nightly emails plus data is running. So that certainly is not the best, still not the super best time that spent that I need to still go through. Yeah, also yeah, this build, so yeah, 18,000. So yeah, rebuilding the Linux kernel, well, certainly you would normally not necessarily rebuild the same Linux kernel, but yeah, building the Linux kernel. What did I say? 2 minutes 50? I meant 1 minute 50, obviously. This is, of course, other packages are not as super efficient because due to the Linux kernel has no minute-long bloody serialized and totally mostly wasted configure autoconf run stuff. So other packages, in other packages you will not see such a speed up. But yeah, if you want to do this, previously, yeah, also probably if you play along at home, you probably do not rebuild the stuff. But even if you have like if you have some image processing AI stuff and like works the whole day on the same stuff, and although then you usually have make and that works, but you might be able to just use it on your own projects with just using that for rebuilding the whole day, depending on what exactly you're doing. Although it can speed up the use case. So even if you say, okay, for me it doesn't have so much use, maybe sometimes maybe colleagues commit stuff like some header files and stuff, and it can still, like, you maybe, especially if you have more than one colleague in a bigger or medium-sized company, it can still, if your stuff builds longer than, let's say, like Rust Firefox builds 30 minutes, it could potentially even in single project stuff obviously speed stuff up. Anyway, yeah, so these are all the open source updates every other day. How was this with Python? I think recently, okay, no, it working change because this for Runx test suite didn't really work for me with Python 8, but all right, for this I even got an email because we obviously are in the Linux distribution business since quite a while. So PPP, I would think let's build this instantly because we have here some patches, and I guess, oh, yeah, this was PPP. I guess we can delete some patches. Yeah, CVE-AP, obviously. That's what you have in your release for after. What did I not commit? What? Also best without typo. But I guess there are probably at least one glibc package patch or so. No, this is interesting. Or maybe this still applies. Let's LSL compile patch. No, interestingly not. No, fine. PPP, that is tested and approved. Very theoretically, but I guess very few people do that. Is that so right? That is amazing. If we would like ship a like totally trustworthy commercial Linux distribution thing, it would probably be actually a good idea to review the changes. So maybe SVN just diff UR recursive would be a good idea to see, or not at least on a quick glance reviewing that there are no backdoors in there, because like this we pull in here some random sources just like other Linux distributions do, but it's not like we are unbreakable Linux or something yet. What is this Linux something patch? Done that. But yeah, so obviously sometime soon we had this previous video, this whatever, this amazing package listing, and sometime soon certainly much better time spent to automate as much as possible, and auto update tons of them. How many more do we have here? 2000. Let's maybe do all. Actually, I think some of which I had already done, right? Let's do them more. Here's some Linux kernel. I can delete that because Linux kernel I always do. Meson, and Meson we anyway can't do because I need to check what some of the latest Meson versions break LLVM. Let's test that. So build package vk mod. Oh, we also have the obviously the Ccache thing. Okay, this did potentially, this failed. There's something of configure. Is the set standard of succeeded something? Yeah, this is of course always time consuming if stuff gets out of sync or otherwise. Oh, wait a second, this is a Ccache, but came out. Let's see, what is it? I think it's probably set standard. Failed, succeeded. Makefile in. What do we have here? Came out, set some support patch. Failed. Succeeded, failed. Probably. Maybe if we are lucky. Not sure was this. I think I probably imported that. Let's tar download mirror. What do we have? The 2.8. Let's see if we are lucky and they have a changelog, or grep ri set standard. Yeah, that looks like that is upstream now. SVN rm. It's always so. Yeah, 2 patches. Always. Yeah. Set standard support. Let's try that again as our one of our slogans. Maybe if I find my, where's my browser? Did I close this apparently build 53 niches? Oh, but even with that, surprisingly 6 hits for maybe this 6 hits could actually be bloody configure tests of testing random garbage. So much random garbage that. What did I want? I wanted to open that for some good self promotion. So test that, commit that. That probably looks good like that. One big patch fewer. Let's change the Ccache stuff so that we can commit this. This is also config something of true. Also best with a double C. I would think that probably should be quite okay. Fixed Ccache cache hit miss report for latest versions or something of that sort. Let's see, we had the comments in the audience. Let's go to January the 1st, 21. What do we have there from? More people. Yeah, welcome everyone. It's amazing that you tune in. If you're new to this channel, this is our random stuff where we also do IT and security news and other random tinkering. But otherwise, main channel there, I guess, in that corner. Also more AAA stuff. So, welcome everyone. How sensible to use Ccache for source-based distribution? Others in Magento required to disable when reporting bugs because, I don't know, for me, I didn't, 15 years ago it was amazing. I used it for everything. T2 does not have any of the buffer overflow stack smashing protection. Source 45 enabled by default in GCC. This is, I tested this. This is because 10 years ago when this was new, this was mostly broken. This is mostly of, I didn't care enough. We can or should certainly add their config options and enable that more. And welcome everyone. If you want to test this in some VM, send some options, config options to enable this even by default. It's just like nobody ever asked, and if I take a look and it's too broken like 10 years ago, then it takes a while, especially if I don't need it on a daily basis. But yeah, thanks for reminding. We can put this on a to-do. I think we have there some option of, by the way, do we not have, I mean, we were early, I would think we have this something pro protect and script there, or protect package something GCC. I think we were, back in the day, yeah, protector, we actually had here stuff. I think this can be deleted. This was even when maybe previously this was an IBM patch, so Rock Linux 2003, soon 20 years ago. But yeah, it usually takes like, back in the day it took like 5 years or something until it became stable. And probably some of this code can probably be deleted because it's certainly in GCC. And that's a good idea. I put this here on here of check sec read-only file. I'll probably have this open in some other terminal. Ah, shit. Where do I have this open, by the way? Check sec. All right, I want that, not, or do I have it even here? Oh, even there I did open. Yeah, 2021, continuing here to make all the stuff more amazing. Why do we have here? It's probably some Rust tests, this hello song or something. But thanks for reminding. Certainly we'll do this sometime soon. I probably actually, the sad thing is the other night, like maybe last or previous night, I actually built here new ISOs. I guess now with Kmod and PPP and stuff, and a new Linux kernel point update time to, or I could selectively build the stuff, but for best test coverage, I could also just simply rebuild that. And I also, yep, probably as this live streams here proof, running a distribution is a little bit of a full-time business, especially if you want to support all this stuff and keep it up to date and stuff. Super amazing that some people started to send in patches, Motorola 68K, and also package updates. Super amazing, highly appreciated. For 2021, I will definitely, I said this before, I need a working Linux, and T2 as nice vanilla source as it is, I will for sure keep using that. But also kernel stuff and other graphic subsystem stuff coming sometime soon, and RISC-V. Hope that board chips are this we have done by data. Also FreeSIF, maybe does data do FreeSIF? Apparently. What do we have here? MAME. I think I did MAME. At least I remember, because it doesn't. This is file name doesn't... I didn't do that really yet, something. Yeah. Good that we do it then. And also SmartMon tools did we... Ccache. Yeah. Can we also download that, or is it already downloading? Yeah, lots of stuff to do. This is done by data or me or someone else. This is going back to 2021. Yeah, quite some. Need to check some email backlog. Last but not least, let's see that. But I vaguely remember that data, or I have done that already. Yeah. That is done. Code and does it data, yeah, data, it has that too. The other stuff probably not as important. Oops, shit. Yeah, that we are done. So this is all the stuff what I meant of duplicated work of what data has done already. This is 2 times Ccache here apparently. What 2, 3? Oh, this is, was it even stable or stable? Maybe it was now. Whatever. Does it also? But it says 4, 4. Yeah. Again, a little bit of manual review. Oh, this is downloading or something. Whatever is going on there. Yeah, this was also not yet done. And yeah, but. Again, next I will also do, this was done, do this, let's do one last thing, because I see here get mail, or maybe even, it's not one but 2 last things. Here get mail, this was not done, and I see here libusb, or if not, okay, let's, always one more thing, let's also do that, that was done, and there's also, let's do 2 more. This might also have been done, and also there's some screensaver. What was this? October, this was a long time ago. Hopefully this was not so many downloads. The good thing is we don't get frame drops from the downloads. Also was not yet done. Because we live stream over... there's also some simple scan. Live stream over LTE, so the boxes downloads, simple scanner, also not yet done. And now we really call it a day with small bandwidth codec here for Bluetooth stuff, also not yet done. So that's really it. Also we have, why do I, okay, fine. 2 more, just because this is a nice update to have. But yeah, you see 2021 making T2 the latest and greatest and bleeding edge again. 1 live stream at a time. That's it now for this though. Let's see, do we have more comments? The Grey wants to fire up in VM and built in ISO. That's amazing. I have some more cool things to do, some more interesting stuff except microkernel and graphic subsystem. That is secure shell in the initRD for remote unlocking, for example, full disk encryption stuff. Yes, sure, there are other support scripts with that, but documenting this here and adding this to T2, as well as I will hack together a... there's also some floating example in the wild of taking over a running Linux distribution, and I will, just for the fun of it, and potentially my own use, also support that. That will be some hackery stuff sometime sooner, 1900 o'clock soon. So some things I will just commit because YOLO, which is here this GNOME stuff, it's like, yeah, whatever, I'll probably, hopefully do. I'm not sure with this 80kmm stuff, but yeah, the next time, this is a little bit near the others. Wait a second, is this a down date? Maybe there was something not working, not entirely sure though. I vaguely remember that this might require some new Meson version or something. Let's revert that. I will see next time I need that. Actually better svn revert, what was it, gdk pixbuff, and do that commit thing again. It might work, actually uses udisk might not yet fully be ready, but whatever. Oh, this also maybe not, but whatever, you just why did I not commit this yet? Yeah, you know what, let's just commit this and let's quickly, does it all make sense to 36, just looking for some stray random stuff, because sometimes I had the working copy changes in there of random fixing and testing. I think it's probably one lost. Actually, here's some. This is just confusing. This is partially right. I should not have subversion copied that, but you know what? Let's just for the perfection call this manually edit as well as that. This also this, and for what was it? The mate desktop there. Or who knows, maybe some other stuff is also using that. That probably reflects most stuff going on there. Did we check the Ccache? I added, here's some stuff still downloading, maybe whatever's going on with that. Maybe that's the reason I didn't commit that. Yeah, working copy getting a little bit out of hand. Let's maybe what is with this? Xorg Proto, is it something else? Maybe some of it, I'm not even sure, is this IceVM. That's probably leftover stuff from previous video. Let's also rerun the config. We don't have Ccache in there. So this is, yeah, something is up with mem there, libf, fdev, or libdrm also. I think that build libdrm also, and IceVM. This didn't build because whatever, probably the reason why it wasn't committed. So yeah, we should test build all of that. Not even sure what is with Cairo and Cairo MM. Oh, this is actually a down date. Why? You know what? I think the 16 version didn't work with something. But let's svn revert this. I think this, but I will. It's better not down date this unnecessarily. The next time I will run into this, I will see. This is some half-bus stuff. This was only some cross-build with ARM and MIPS that I should better check differently. So let's update those two. It's probably free of other random stuff. Yeah. After installing dev, output stops at activating udev. Which VM is that? That's probably auto-loading some kernel driver. So both or whatever, so it's probably some upstream regression, whatever DRM stuff that is. What else do we have here? VirtualBox. Now, I never used VirtualBox, honestly, so what would that be? You probably can boot this with, there probably should be some generic udev blacklisting for modules, which probably I should Google. We also had here but yeah, regressions, right? X screen save for what? server maybe best always. Oh, this doesn't build. GDK pixpuff. That explains why this isn't committed. Anyway, that's probably mostly it. Subject as promised, fixed Ccache. Cache hit miss printout and did some updates. Also should commit that. PAP, I don't really want that, but let's build it anyway. It's mostly it though. Dash had an issue building GTK. I need to test for that probably on a fresh install myself. I usually use QEMU for the most open source experience. I found the previous video, even building VirtualBox from source is somewhat a nightmare. In previous times, a decade ago, VirtualBox was blankly loading kernel code into the kernel in somewhat insecure ways. Not sure how this is today with hardware virtualization, but in general I just prefer QEMU for the much leaner and cleaner and pure to the origins open source project. And that's why I'm not using that thing. Also, what is with this MAME download though? Maybe we should check that. MAME here, something releases. What would, this is some GitHub stuff. Why does it not download then? Should be this here. Huh? MAME something, 0, copy link location. Or did they change this archive? MAME, it looks like that now, doesn't it? The funny thing is, since not too long, maybe a year, MAME has some SGI machine emulation, if I recall correctly. Maybe maybe GitHub is just not as responding. Huh? Do they? Oh no, this is relatively MAME. MAME? I really hate this redirect though. MAME. Nah. Maybe we trigger there some. Wouldn't surprise me if we trigger some. No. Strange stuff. What is the tag name of this? Branches tags. The tag name is MAME or also there. MAME auto. Not sure what's going on there with this thing. Or is this, you know what, I think this is downloading and just slow. Because it says resuming a possible, or does it, how large is that anyway? Unknown time left, actually, you know what, maybe this is just pretty slow for some reason. Then let's maybe MAME, oops, how was it? Was it like that? I guess we don't need it then, just super slow download. This is also, yeah, version there. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this strange version table, whatever. So yeah, probably was just slow and hanging there for good reason. So that's it for today. I have to go soon. GDK pixbuff, I think had something more wired with Mason. Did I? The Graver edit no mode set to the kernel argument, fix it. Thanks for that, sharing that information. So GTK pixbuff, I think what we just reverted something, didn't we? What's it here in GTK pixbuff? Did we revert this or 424202? Yeah, we'll see the next time. The thing is, with my installation is 5 years old, or 5+ years of rolling release source distribution thing, so not always the best to test. And yeah, that's it for today. I have to go. Hope you learned something and enjoyed this, and I hope to see you soon, especially more main channel right there on that recommended channel list. Stay healthy, and see you next time.